Alright, in this video we're going to go over how to return items and exchange items. Currently we have a return SKU set up for each item, and that's because whenever somebody brings back a heater, we don't want to sell that as a new heater, we want to sell that as an open box, so it needs to be returned to a different stock quantity. So as before, they should bring back their receipt, so you go into the sales manager. And then you can look it up by the ticket or their last name, whatever information you have. And so I don't have a particular ticket, so I'm just going to see what I can find here. So let's see. Looks like Aaron sold a US 1000 over the weekend to Gene. So let's copy that to the sales screen. It's okay if it's a different clerk. Most likely will be. You want to verify with them their customer information, make sure that all their information is correct, and then you go to items. And I guess this is where probably it's a little confusing, but hopefully I can explain it to you. Looks like we sold like I said, a US 1000 for $459. That's the retail price. The total was $488.84. So you want to keep that number in mind, or write it down or something. But that number is important, especially if you're doing a return, because they're going to want exactly that amount of money back. So what I do next, don't know what this is all about. What I do next is I actually go down to the returns. As you can see, I've added buttons for all the returns. And so I've added buttons for all the returns. So in this case, it's a US 1000. So here's the button for the US return. Click that. It's going to ask you for the serial number. Since you're returning the item, you're going to be returning what was a new item, but you're returning it to stock under a used or an open box version. So you'll have to add that serial number that's on the box, hopefully, to stock. If it's an item that was sold before we started serializing all of our stuff, don't worry about it. Just hit cancel. But if it does have a serial number on it, please make sure to add that serial number. So to do that, you click add, and then at that point you could actually scan, or if you just want to read it off, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the serial number happens to be. OK, and OK again, and yes, you do want to add that serial number. So right now is probably where the confusion comes into play. You've got two items in the sales screen here for a total of $977. You want to look at the two items. This is the return. This is the actual sale that was made. Look and make sure that the price of each is the same. So in this case, it actually is. So we don't have to make any changes. So at this point, then you can actually highlight the sale part. This is what we originally sold the customer. Sorry about that. And remove the item. Okay. So now we're back to our $488.84. And right now, if you were to ring it out, they would actually owe us $488.84. But since they're returning, we actually hit return item. Now we owe them $488.84. Go to payment and type in, if they're going to want it credited back to their credit card. I believe checks take a couple weeks, but then you can ring out the sale. In the case of an exchange, same basic process, but worth going over. So let's see, for this sale with Robert. So he bought a Gen 3 1000. So again, copy it to the sales screen. Okay. Verify their information. Go to the items tab. And okay, so we sold a Gen 3 1000 for $397. Again, you want to go to the Gen 3 1000 return. Click that. And we'll want to scan in, so we'll want to add and scan in the serial number of the item that he's returning, if it does have a serial number. So 1-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, whatever. And OK, and yes. Alright, so again, now it looks like we're selling two items. But you do notice here that the price is actually different, so we'll want to apologize for this. Let's change this so that it doesn't bother me anymore. So $397 versus $375. You actually click on that item, and change the price to $3.97 and update the item. Okay. So now those two are the same. You actually can go ahead and remove this item again. And as before, return this item. So return the return. And then since they're doing an exchange, they're probably going to want to buy. They're going to want a new unit. So you again would actually physically go and get the unit that you're going to sell them, scan in the barcode, and scan in that serial number. Since I don't have a unit in front of me, I would click the Gen 3 1000, and then I would select the serial number that I'm selling them. Okay, and as you can see, it zeroes out to $0. Go to the payment screen, hit exact change, and post zero sale. So that would be how you go over an exchange, or go through an exchange. Same basic process, a little bit complex, but you just need to make sure that whenever you're returning an item, that you're returning it to this, whatever the model is, space return. So that does it for now.